This is Mike Boyd. He's made a very successful YouTube career from learning new skills. Now he wants to learn trad climbing. For someone who has learned to learn, is there anything different about leading trad routes from all the other skills Mike has tried? The answer to that is fairly obvious: the potential consequences of making an error. I met up with Mike for a day's climbing at Pony Crag in Perthshire. It was the first time I'd been there since I witnessed a trad leader deck out from 60 feet and break his back over 20 years before. The climber made an excellent recovery, but the experience was one of many I had as I learned to trad climb that made me revisit the question: when is a climber ready to lead trad? That question will be the subject of this episode.
We might have to put a translation on for this video. The double Scottish.
I know.
How are you going to get up?
Don't you worry, just you get up. Yeah?
Fight with the next course bush now.
Dave, this is crazy! Oh, thank you.
Use your rucksack. There you go, trad tactics. Were you aware that that's like the first rule of scrambling, is do it with 3 things in each hand?
Absolutely. I just feel so off balance. So bad.
You've got to have something to make up for that tiny trad bag you've got there.
This one here?
Yeah.
That's what happens
What's that, a 4.5 litre or something?
That's what happens when you just tell Dave to bring all the gear because you don't own any. You want to go trad climbing.
On the face of it, the goal for the day, aside from having fun, was to learn some basics: how to place wires, the logistics of rope work, and to clock up some practice time. My deeper goal was to observe how Mike approached the more fundamental skills of leading, getting weight on your feet, moving solidly and methodically, and dealing with moves and protection one piece at a time without becoming task saturated. Let's watch how he gets on and what we can learn from him.
I'm just thinking, most people want like a course which someone says,
Yeah.
you're good to go. And
Sure,
then,
yeah.
And then they use that course.
Yeah, and yet I've never done a course.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know anyone. I learned all my trad climbing on my own because I didn't know any climbers.
Yeah, I know. So we had a mentor that took us out sport climbing, and he was beeline me and everything I did. He was like, "Yep, you're good. You've clipped that. You've back clipped that. Whatever."
There's also a downside to having a mentor, which is that
You learn all the bad habits of them.
well, you just keep going with the climbing and you wait till someone else tells you, "Oh, you've back clipped that."
Yeah.
But I think the skill of trad climbing is anticipation of upcoming problems or danger, and then reacting before you need to, really. And so if you get into the habit of judging for yourself, is this safe? Is what I'm about to do okay?
And have I used my brain to figure that out?
Yeah. And
That's the hard bit.
Really from day one, if you're in that habit, it puts you in a strong position. Just as we're standing here just getting the gear out, I'm just looking at this little crack flake thing here. What's that, about 12 feet high or something like that? I think that would be a good little thing just to see how you are moving without protection.
A little free solo.
A little free solo.
Let's do it.
Start your leading career with some free soloing.
Yeah. And it's a boulder, isn't it?
Why not? But it is just a high boulder. But it's I haven't seen you climb, so like we were talking before about like, should you lead a climb today? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I've never seen how you are. But I would learn a lot by just watching you just climb up that, just to see how you were. Because the key thing with trad climbing is that I think the difference from sport climbing is that it's not just like a kind of race to the chain. So terrain like that, you're looking at more like between 20 minutes to an hour to lead a pitch, not 2 minutes to 5 minutes.
Okay.
So you have to have, the key word is composure. You have to be able to maintain composure. So you have to be able to take it one move at a time, and then like see that foothold there, like that one there. Like you'd have to, a great skill would be able to stand on one foot in that foothold and maintain your composure. To get to that foothold, stand up on it and go, oh, I can't see any holds, I can't see any protection, I don't know where to go. But just think, I'm okay stood there, just on one foot. I can stand there for a while and figure it out.
Yeah.
And you have to do that over and
is very
over
calm, but what he's suggesting.
Yeah.
Alright, well we'll do a little scramble then.
Yeah, I'll give you a wee spot.
Just below the foothold is your camera.
Yeah,
so I don't know how brave you are, but I would move your camera.
There's about $5,000 camera there, so that should provide sufficient protection that you better not fall off onto that.
Right, cool, I'll get my shoes on then.
Trad tactics.
Is he allowed to cheat like that, Dave?
No, but I am. I'm just inspecting the top. The top is actually quite wet and quite mossy.
He's chucking stuff at me.
I'm just cleaning it for you. Yeah, it's fine though. And then at least if I fall off, I can just land on you instead of the camera.
Fine, yeah. When's the last time you fell off like a sport, like 6A or something?
I haven't fallen off anything less than 7B on site for 25 years. Except for once when a hold broke.
Okay, that doesn't
But that was on a route I just bolted.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, that's quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's the consistency, that's the key to, like, you know when you see like good trad climbers and you see videos of them pushing their limits and like on site and when they're sketching it, they look like they're at the limit.
Yeah.
And they are, but they know they can go right to that limit and they know exactly where they're crossing it.
Yeah. I don't know when I'm crossing the limit.
Yeah. You will do in time. That foothold there, like I can stand on that on my foot and have no hands. So if I did a move and I stood up here and there's like I'm trying to go left, there's no handholds. I'm not going to panic because I don't need to panic. I can stand here for as long as I like. I can stand here and go help until someone sends me a top rope in 4 hours time. But I'm still safe.
Yeah.
I'm only in trouble if I make some sort of rash move to do something that then doesn't work out. I'm just getting the footholds nice and muddy for you.
Right, okay. I'll climb as well then, I guess.
I learnt a lot about Mike's climbing here. It gave me a first impression of what could be his greatest strength and weakness as a climber at this stage. The weakness was his attention to detail with his feet. He needs to apply a lot more discipline to methodically observe and identify the footholds and then to place his feet much more precisely. At the moment, he is inconsistently choosing the best footholds and sometimes placing them a millimetre or two off the best spot, which will massively increase the probability of an unexpected slip. Precision is everything with footwork on rock. But what about his strength? What impressed me about Mike's performance here was how he leant into this mini solo. It's only a few metres, but Mike came here expecting to climb with a rope, and now he's topping out into wet slippery grass without one. I spotted him closely, and had I had to catch him, the worst that would happen would be a clatter into the wet grass for the two of us. But this was more about how it felt to be up there. Just watch that next foothold for your right foot, it's a bit wet, but it's okay.
So do you want me down climb or go up?
I just go up, yeah.
I don't know how I'd get back down if I did that.
You just go down the grass ramp to the right there.
With my shoes on?
With your shoes on, but yeah, just be careful. The fact that Mike's footwork improved as he got higher is a good sign. That doesn't happen by accident. It's a consequence of recognising that the increasingly serious position demands better footwork and is not the place to let composure crumble. Well done. How was that?
Yeah, it was alright. It's actually quite hard to do that little boulder. Like, it's probably, if you put that in the gym, I think that would honestly get about a V2. No, yeah, it was good. Like, even just a little bit of exposure. Like, I mean, if you just pan the camera to there,
Yeah.
that's in my mind.
Yes.
Like if I bin it
Yeah.
there to go all the way down there.
Yeah.
Whereas I should really be able to climb that blindfolded, but because of perceived higher consequence, which is probably not actually accurate, I climbed like a bag of shit.
It was just an interesting exercise to say we've turned up at a trad crag and we're going to do stuff with the rope and it's going to be very safe, and I've just said, why don't you just solo up that? So it was interesting to see how you reacted to that, and you were like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So a cool-headed reaction, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
On the minus side, your feet, like, you need to be more precise with your feet.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, my first signal watching you is that maybe that's going to be the main challenge for you. Standing on quite sloping smears when there was much better footholds available.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, okay. Well, this would be good to
Yeah.
go over.
Well, let's have a look
Yeah.
at them. What you'll find as you're leading trad pitches is that the stress level will just accumulate as you get higher and higher on the pitch until even basic stuff feels really scary and stressful.
Is that because you're tired or just because?
I think it's just build up of psychological stress. It just everything just feels like you're a bit maxed out.
Yeah. Okay.
And you'll often do that. You do a series of moves and then you'll arrive at a point and be like, oh my god, I can't see any holes, I can't see any holes, I can't see any gear. And then once you actually just relax, after a minute you're like, oh, actually I didn't really notice that, and oh, I can shuffle and get in a better position, and oh, now I feel happier. And then after like 10 minutes you're like, I can stand here all day, it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
And you've just let go of the stress. So like just doing this little section is just like a small piece of a pitch. And if you can think of a whole 50-metre pitch as just a series of small boulder problems, you do one, you forget about it, you do another one, you forget about it, then you can keep your composure all the way. Because you use this, but that's just...
Okay, yeah.
Did you hear the lichen there?
Yeah, to be honest, if I did that, I probably missed that then.
Right,
but I was trying to kind of climb up make sure one foot was there,
Yeah, don't be afraid to like weave and wind your way up pitches. Just that smear there, like, again, it's like attention to detail when you're climbing. Like, that's got a little skrittle on it.
Yeah.
It's just got a bit of lichen on it. So I would actually do that before and I've cleaned my foot there. And straight away, that's better. And I'm actually like doing that with my foot just to get rid of the rest of the lichen on it. That's a better foothold than it was 30 seconds ago. Because like you got a little bit of lichen and then your foot just slides.
Yeah.
And then when you put your left foot here, you put it there, which is too high. Do you see why it's too high?
The angle's too
The part under my big toe that's making contact with the foothold is that sort of steeper part.
Yeah.
Like if I was going to place it on that upper part of the smear, it would be just a little bit lower there. So now the whole of the base of my big toe is making contact with the foothold, and then I would go straight to that. And then again, with this foothold I've got with my right foot, when you placed it, you did it there. So can you see there's a gap under there? So I've not got as much contact. That's the spot there. So now...
So that's the level of detail you're thinking about all the time?
For every foothold, all the time.
That's not the level of detail I currently...
Yeah. So now, again, I'm happy to stand there. But if my foot was like that, I don't want to take my hands off now.
Yeah.
But now, it's fine.
Okay.
So yes, attention to detail is crucial. And use that thing, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. Solid. Very good.
That better?
Yeah, that was really nice.
Felt better, yeah.
Yeah. Just looked more solid.
So it feels like I'm being like over the top precise.
Yeah, over the top
precise. But that's how you climb.
That's the name of the game, yeah.
Even on that?
Yeah, always, because what you do on easy climbs will dictate how you climb at your limit. When you're stressed out, when you're way out above your gear and you're quite scared, that's when you default to what is hardwired.
Yeah.
So on the easy stuff, that's where you're hardwiring it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. This is good.
Brilliant. It's a good start.
So it was a mixed picture overall, and I was still uncertain if Mike was ready for trad leading. The obvious thing to do then is to second a lot of routes. Seconding cleanly and consistently at a given grade is a good sign that you're at least able to handle the climbing. It offers the opportunity to continually ask yourself, would I do that move if I were leading? If you ask that question, then seconding becomes a good simulation for lead climbing.
So here we go, I'm going to break one of the rules straight away. I'm just going to take that right out again and place it up there. That's a better placement. I was unprotected while I did that.
Yeah.
But I'm really comfortable where I am.
Yeah.
And it just means that I've not used up another cam.
Yeah.
So, worked out quite well.
In a way, my climbing is quite insulated from really dangerous stuff. I spend quite a lot of time on quiet crags climbing with folk with huge experience and knowledge, and those with a survivorship bias towards humility and who acknowledge their limits and back off when things get out of hand. By contrast, when I occasionally visit busy trad crags, I often find watching leaders at the lower end of the grading scale fairly terrifying. What scares me most is not watching a leader who is scared.
More often, it's the leader who is not scared when they really should be that makes me uncomfortable. In most cases, it's because they have not noticed a detail about their own climbing movement, a foot about to slip or a hollow flake that goes untested. But of course, it may also be that they are moving fairly close to their technical limits without the necessary protection to make this safe. I wonder if Mike will lead this climb today. I'm quite certain that when he gets up here, he'll say, yes, I could lead that climb. Whether it's a good idea to is another thing. The start is quite steep and the gear is not straightforward to organise. I can't actually predict whether he'll be keen to do it or not, or actually whether he should. If I'm totally honest, I would rather see him do several days like this, just seconding, spending time on cliffs, going up and down them, putting in gear, taking out gear, just being around crags, so that there's not too much new stuff to happen at once. Nice one.
Yeah. Piece of cake.
Very good.
On top rope.
How was that?
Yeah, fine. Yeah. So I was trying to climb it with the thought of, alright, you're going to have to lead this in a minute. If that's all we do today, I've had a fantastic day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the interesting thing is like, it's the what now question. Shall I lead something a little bit harder and we can second?
Or just lead this. Will we ab off and have a
Yes.
cup of tea?
That's always a great start to any good trad climbing decision. Have off and have a cup of
You
tea.
can tell he's Scottish, eh? We'll have a cup of tea and we'll discuss. But
Sounds
like, it was such a nice, just so enjoyable just to be out in Scotland.
See you down there.
By the way, if you're wondering what that popping sound is, it's people murdering pheasants over there.
It might be clay pigeons.
Oh, clay pigeons, yeah. I finished second in the route, it went fine, no slips or falls, abseiled down, no problem. So now we've got to make the decision whether we'll go for this lead or not. I think it's within my limits physically. The only question I have is it within my limits mentally? Like, can I keep composed enough to actually climb well? I think I'm going to go for it though.
Yeah, climb when you're ready.
Okay, I'm good to go.
Maybe a purple in it, or the grey as well. And can you reach left from there? Yeah.
What colour? Right hand rope?
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Nice.
Nice one. Just flick your purple rope round that horn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tempted to run it out, but Dave said not to do that. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, climbing, Dave. The rope drag is really starting to bother me. Like, this is so bad. Oh, that nut just popped out. Fuck it. I'm not going back down. Hey Dave, let's be safe!
Off, Billy! Brilliant, he got it done. That's excellent. Really pleased for him. That looked really solid. He looked safe and solid there. All his gear placements looked good from what I can see from the ground. There was only 2 spots that made me slightly nervous, just for a moment. Just a couple of placements of his feet, just as he moved into the steep bulge. was a couple of spots where he was concentrating on what was above him, placing the gear, and he placed his feet just quite quickly and not in a great spot, somewhere that potentially could slip. So that was a couple of things, but that was only very, very minor. Otherwise, that was an excellent performance. The only other one minor technical thing is one of the runners on this orange rope just needed extended slightly more. Other than that, textbook, it's what you want. It's always what you want in trad climbing. Nice one.
Not bad.
That was brilliant.
Yeah. Bit of rope drag, bit of bad rope management.
Just that one runner on the orange.
Was it just one that was causing all that?
Yeah. You dealt with the sections, and then I didn't detect in your voice or the way you moved any accumulation in like nervousness.
No, it just went down all the way to the top.
And that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. That predicts getting better with trad climbing, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's as soon as you get going, you're fine.
Yeah. And soon you'll get a sense of like, I've got a very cool head in this situation. I'm above my gear, but I'm totally fine with it. And you start to kind of enjoy just the feeling of having a cool head there.
Yeah.
And then that just builds on itself. So is Mike a safe leader? The truth is, it's too early to say, and it probably will be for some time to come. Many more routes will be required to develop the ability to reliably maintain composure and access his climbing skills effectively while under duress. It's when things go wrong that you really find out what level you are at as a climber. If you'd like to see more analysis of Mike's trad leading from his perspective, do watch his video on Mike's climbing channel, and I'll see you in the next episode.